Ready, fam.
Do nothing. Do nothing. Your job not care about you. Your boss not care about you. Nobody giving a fuck. Tomorrow you are getting hit by bus and dying. Your job forgetting you putting someone else to do for your job. Do nothing at every possible moment. But if you have to do something, do absolute minimum. But it is most preferable to do fuck all. Sleep in. Take as many sick days as legally possible. Give no fucks. There is no greater purpose, no greater meaning, nothing to be rushing for. We will all soon be dead. So just fucking chill. When you learn to do nothing, then you will find to do nothing.
Hey, fam, I swear to God, this is some of the best shit I've ever heard, fam. Oh my days. Nah, this shit's so funny, it's making me sweat, bro. That's how bad it is. Do nothing. Listen.
Literally, yeah, bro.
I'm not gonna lie to you, yeah. I actually live like this guy is talking, you know.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck, bro.
Trust me, man.
Yeah.
As philosophical as it may sound, bro, as funny as it may sound, there's a philosophical lesson behind it, man. And bro, that's we live by it.
But say, what did that make you think when you heard that? What's the first thing that came to your mind?
To me, somebody really listened to what he was saying, you know. I was listening to the energy he was giving off. Like I was more on that. He was just brazen with his thing, you get me?
That's why I like you, man. You didn't even listen to the words, you listened to the energy, bro.
Yeah, like I get he was saying something like fuck this, fuck that, but it was the energy he was giving off. It was like contentment, but contentment from a weird point of view. That's not my point of view. So it's a bit different.
Do you know what's mad about being content, yeah? Do you feel like being content is a good thing or a bad thing?
Can be both. It depends on what context.
So let me give some context. Like, say for instance, cool. Let's say someone's in a certain. Let's say they got decent salary. Someone's got decent salary, or they got a business that make decent amount of income. Let's say they got family. So like basically they could they're saying they're content. It's like, should they be content or should?
No, I think they should go hard at that.
Yeah,
keep growing, because life is about evolving, isn't it? Like the majority of life is all about evolving and growing and expanding. To be content with just where you are, that's stagnant, that's static. And I've seen another podcast that you've done with someone else saying that it's stagnant. It's not a way to live. It's not a good.
Yeah, it doesn't do anything.
Yeah, man.
What's the limit though? What's the final destination? Because for instance, I think in this world, what it would look like. So it's is someone meant to take over the world? Is that the final
No, it's not really taking over. It's just spreading your influence. Because you're gonna die. So whatever you own it's not gonna be yours no more. It's just spreading your influence to influence other people to spread their own influence and just keep growing like that.
That's the thing. So I think I like what you said there as well. And I think there's people that spread different kinds of influence. And I think some people's influence is shit, bro.
Yeah, bro.
I did say
man.
Yeah, no, honestly,
that's why there's always oppositions to counter that.
But you know what I realize as well? Spreading influence that adds value for people is not the most popular thing.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, it's like people like shit influence. They like all this Kim Kardashian, what did Donald Trump tweet today, kind of shit. But you know what? I'm taking from Donald Trump thing as well. Yeah, nobody does meaningful podcast better than us. That's what he said. That's his sentence, isn't it? Nobody does it better than me.
That's 100%, man.
Yeah.
Every time I hear someone say that, I always think about what's that? And he's stronger than me, smarter than me, and he's the Jade Smith and Justin Bieber track. No,
no, I'm gonna listen to them things.
probably gonna have to play that at some point. Yeah, nah, bro. Everyone listens to different things, innit? Bro, do you know how much music there's out there?
Bro, there's millions of tracks, bro.
Billions, trillions, probably
billions now.
I was just thinking how many artists have released music that are not even known. They got maybe 150 or 100 views, and we don't even know about them.
Exactly. Even the rappers that don't even record their tracks, but they've got whole tracks written. Whole albums written, they haven't recorded it yet, but they spit it amongst their community and friends and that. You get me? There's so many people in the community that do that. and then there's actual artists that get forced to do that as their job. They've done like 10 albums with and bare mixtapes.
They put themselves in
EPs.
prisons as well, innit? When they sign certain contracts and stuff. It's
Yeah,
like
yeah,
sometimes
exactly.
some contracts are like a prison sentence. Like
Yeah, man.
for
Yeah,
5 years you're gonna have to do this for or whatever. Or,
exactly, man. Like people forget that being an artist is a job as well.
yeah.
Like just because you're in the limelight in the media, you seem like a celebrity in that. But being a celebrity is a job, especially as an artist. Like you have to sign a contract. You can get fired from your label. You can get dropped. When they say dropped, it's just fired, really.
Do you know what? Nick Cannon said something really interesting here. It talks about like, he was speaking about how, some people talk about going independent. They're saying, I should be independent because I'm going to get more bread or whatever. But he was saying actually sometimes not going independent and partnering up with like a bigger label or whatever is even better, because what he's saying, because those labels are able to push more. So sometimes it's like, cool, you might get only 50%, not the full 100%, but that 50% can still be more than 100% you would have got by yourself.
Yeah, definitely. That's why when you read the contracts, you have to know what you're doing and negotiate. Everything in business and contracts and that is negotiation. Even if you get a job, you can negotiate your salary, the hours you do, like the days that you want off. Everything is negotiation. Yeah. Like leverage as well.
Have you read that book, Never Split the Difference?
I've heard of it, but I ain't read it.
Yeah, it talks about negotiating on in that book. And it talks about the thing of like usually when people say no, like people go like, oh, that's it, we're not gonna negotiate. But actually he talks about that when people go no, that means there's another opportunity to have another conversation and find out where the no is coming from, and then basically just that's how the negotiation starts.
How do you spell? How do
If
you
he goes, when you hear the yes, that's the dead end. When someone goes yes,
Yeah.
or like go on.
How do you spell negotiate? Because I kind of spell it as no go shit.
Wow, you really wanted to throw that one in there. You know?
Go. I'm saying there's not no, it's no go.
Yeah, no go. Yeah,
No go. And
no go. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
We got it. We got it. That's all I wanted. Yeah, we got it. What's one thing that people should know about you?
I'm ever evolving. Yeah, man. I'm a vast person. I'm not limited to a linear way of life. You get me? I accept and I understand that there's different ways of life, and I tap into all of them, and I see which one's the best for me and my personality and my goals, and I run with that in synergy.
It's interesting about what it's saying. Obviously, before Aladdin made some technical difficulties, I was saying obviously like one of your nicknames that Eb's given time ago is Paradigm Shift.
Yeah.
And that's purely just because of like how many different ways of looking at things you've got and different perspectives, which is something I highly rate you for. And that's what I realized as well in life. Yeah, it's like everything's the same, innit? Like I know it sounds like, let me just land in a sec, but like every single thing that we look at is always, that thing is always the same. It's just how we look at it is different. You know what I'm trying to say? So I realized actually the biggest favor I can do for myself in life is equip myself with different ways of looking at things from different angles.
100%, man. Like if you look at governments, like there's all these different branches of governments. There's conservative, there's Labour, and then there's all the ones that in between that just have a variation of the same goal in mind. Like the whole point of a government is to make money, because it's a business. It's to make money, and like you use people as the workforce to turn the cogs of the government machine.
Yeah.
You get me? But there's just different approaches to it, but the end goal is all the same. They all do the same nonsense.
They're like basically like it's gonna sound like a mad like they're like the manager, and we're like the AI, bro. They're like the robots. They're just managing.
Exactly.
They're just managing. And like, but you know, like the thing about government, I know fuck all about government. Honestly, I keep like I go on internet and I hear like Labour's, Conservatives. I don't know what the fuck they do. Like I genuinely don't even know which party does, and I hear things about like left and right. Like I'm like, no one's talking about the centre. He's just left. You know, the ones there like he's sitting on the fence, bro. I have no clue what none of those things mean. And like, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. But one thing I am though interested is in like money as well. And I know that's something you want to talk about as well.
Yeah, man. I love it.
Like how do you perceive money? Like what's your outlook on money?
Money is it's another ever evolving tool in motion that you have to respect if you want to have it in abundance. That's how I view money.
That's interesting, man. Like one thing I realized as well, yes, I was looking at the history of like inflation and like the value of money, and I realized that, for example, there's something called S&P 500.
Yeah.
You know, the Vanguard fund. Yeah. So it's basically, I looked at the history of that. Basically, since it started, it's always been going up. Yeah. But then I realized, obviously, the government's been printing more money and whatever, so automatically it's going to go up. But then I realized, okay, for instance, say like I've got 50,000 saved in my bank account, yeah. Like in 2 years' time, that 50,000 it might still be 50,000 in the bank account, but the purchase power of that 50,000 has gone down to like 40,000.
Definitely.
Just because of like, and this is what people don't realize. People think that they're saving money, but actually what they don't realize is that as time goes on, that money has less and less value. It's like the same way, it's like, I can't remember the exact like equivalent, but let's say for instance, like in 1800s, how like $10 would have been like 100K or something. Or so, you know what I'm trying to say? It's like, or like 50 cent would have been like, I don't know, like 2K or something compared to now. So it's like the money keeps like, it's not necessarily losing its value, it's just the numbers have the changing kind of thing, if that makes sense.
Yeah, exactly. Like, for example, when my dad came to the country, this was like years ago, I think he bought his house in 1960s, he bought it for 4K. But if he had that 4K in the bank, it would still be worth 4K. But because he put it in the house, now that house is worth 700,000. You get me? Like he understood the way money moves.
Yeah.
He respected how it moves. So he just played the game of money, and the guy got almost $1 million. You get me? If he got another 4,000 put into somewhere else, which he did, you get me? That's $1 million, and then he's got it overseas, like, because he understands the economics of different countries as well, foreign exchange, which is what I do as well. Like I trade as well sometimes, not really anymore, but you get me.
Do you think like foreign exchange is gonna die with cryptocurrencies coming along?
No, you can trade crypto.
But that's what I'm saying. So like, is cryptocurrency going to become another version of foreign exchange? Because when people exchange cryptos, like from one crypto to another, that's like foreign exchange, and there's fees involved as well.
Yeah, definitely.
And it's similar. And what's your thoughts on Bitcoin as well? Because like for me, I'm starting to see it more as a store of value, and I think it can become more of a reserve currency rather than, because obviously right now dollar is the reserve currency in the world, isn't it? But as I'm seeing it now, Bitcoin is becoming more of a reserve currency. Yeah,
Bitcoin is becoming the reserve currency. I see Bitcoin as like the counter to gold, because whenever Bitcoin goes up, gold goes down. When Bitcoin goes down, gold goes up.
Yeah.
So it's just something that interchangeable. It's on the same level as oil now. Oil, gold, and Bitcoin, they're like the same level of commodity.
Yeah.
You can hold to battle against inflation.
That's interesting as well. There's another crypto they made. It's called Pax Gold.
Okay.
And it's backed by literal physical gold that's held in London. So it's like, and if you want to, however much you own of that cryptocurrency, you can go and exchange into physical gold. I think that's a really cool concept.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah, so like if the gold goes up, your crypto goes up. If it goes down, it goes down. So it's literally equivalent to what the gold is. So instead of holding the physical gold, you can hold the digital cryptocurrency, which is probably even safer.
Yeah, that's amazing. I'm going to have to look into that, because like transferring something digital into physical, that might take some time. And the whole point of like the blockchain is that it's like instantaneous. It's like a few milliseconds.
So there's the other interesting thing as well. There's on trading cards, so like there's a whole different world out there. I'm not into trading cards and stuff. People like trade all these different cards and they're worth a certain amount of money. But like obviously I feel like on the blockchain technology, it's like it's almost impossible. Not even almost. It's impossible to make a fake of something, because you can like straight away know if that's a fake because of how it's built with the smart contracts and all of that stuff. But in real life, someone could copy a card, like a trading card, and like sometimes it might be much more difficult to tell if it's a fake or not. So they're starting to merge the two together. So they're starting to actually think about making trading cards that can scan onto the blockchain online confirmation of saying that that's a real, it's a legit. Because people go like, it's easier to fake stuff on the internet. I'm like, no, it's actually easier to fake in real life than on the internet. Because with blockchains, it's like there's only one code. You can't make another one.
I've got a question. In terms of money, do you value money or do you understand the value of money? This is a question for both of you. Both?
Yeah.
Serious?
Yeah. You have to value money, and you have to understand the value of it to even value it.
That's interesting because my thing for a while has always been I don't value money. Money has no value for me, but I understand the value of money. And the reason why I say it like that is because I don't value money, but the society I do live in do, unfortunately. So as a result of that, I must understand it so that I can work with it. Because sometimes you're dealt a certain set of cards, and if you don't understand your cards and you don't understand to play them well, you're not going to win. You'll be a shit at the game. One of my cards that I've been dealt is the fact that we live in a society that values plastic and microtransactions and stuff like that. This is the world I'm living, so I must understand its value to capitalize on it and work well with it. But in terms of actually valuing it and doing certain things in to receive it, that's not the thing, man.
Yeah, that goes to my point of when I was talking about I respect money. Like you have to, but I respect money because when you respect something, you get the same energy back.
Yeah.
I mean, if you have workers, you respect your workers, the workers will respect you.
Money will respect you as well.
Exactly. So money is a tool for you to get what you want in life, in this society anyway. So if you respect the money that you're using to make these transactions, then you automatically value it.
So my thing with money is like, this is what I learned recently and I find it super fascinating. Money makes us interact more.
Yep.
And money makes us do more things with each other. So it's like if we didn't have to like trade services and stuff like that to get money, then we probably wouldn't. People would probably sit at home, not interact with each other and avoid
like
people.
Animals, isn't it?
Now it's just like people have to go out there to try like sell services or create things or be creative and all these different things to get money. So it's making the humanity connect more and interact more, which is really interesting.
Yeah, definitely. Like, I know people that don't make any money. Well, they make some money just to survive. They're not thriving, but they're surviving. But they can't go anywhere. So they're forever in their bedroom, in their house. You can't see them. The only time you can see them is if you go to them. If you invite them out, let's go for drinks in the park or in a bar. They can't come.
Yeah.
They ain't got the travel money to get there. They ain't got the money to buy the drinks. Just basic social interactions they can't do because they don't value the money to go out and get it, to use it in a way that
but the thing is,
benefits them.
You can only ever value money if it's a means to an end. Because money will never be the end. Money would always be the means. And the end would always be something that has an emotional attachment or like a physical attachment to yourself. So you don't work to do up what's that? That's that duck that lives in the pool of coins. Like you don't work to make money so that you can just bath in notes and coins. You make money so you can spend it. No one makes money just to keep it and to look all these things I have. It has no value unless you spend it. So we make money to spend it. So when I say when I understand the value of money and I don't value money because the money will never be the end. I only ever valued the end. I never valued the means. Or some means I do value, but majority of the means I don't value because they have little to no value to me. The only value they have to me is the fact they help me achieve my end. You understand? So when it comes to like those people that you're talking about, are they happy? If they're good, if they're not happy, then they're counterproductive. Yeah.
But that's exactly what I was saying. Like you only value the thing. You only value the fact that it gets you to the means to an end. So that's the value. I mean, that's what I just said. Like money is just a tool. So you have to value the purpose of that.
But how can you value the tool more than the building that you're building or whatever you're
Because the tool is what's gonna give you the building, you know.
You can't value the tool more than you can value the.
But then can you build a building without a tool?
No.
So that's the thing. So that's why you value the tool more than the building.
More.
Yeah, because the tool is what's gonna get you the building. You can build one building with those tools, then you can go build another one if you want to. But without those tools, you can't build a single building. So what's more valuable, the building or the tool?
Unless you have the goal to build a building, therefore the building will be the ultimate value. No?
Not all the time.
The only reason why you have obtained this tool is to build the building. That's the only purpose of this tool. Without the goal of the tool has no value whatsoever. So the value isn't in the tool itself. The value is in the building, and the tool will help you get it. You value it, but not as much as you value the end product.
But when you build the building, then what?
That's no, metaphorically. No, so the building to me metaphorically is a happier life. That's my metaphor. So money money allows a comfortabler and happier life. because I know how to kind of use it and etc. But it's one of the many tools I use. So I value the happy life. I value this end because this is the end. This is what I work towards. This is what I spend my whole life to. If I value money, then the more you value the tool, the less you value the end. And the end would always be the reason why you do what you do. The end was the reason why you get up out of bed and go do whatever and come home and then do it again next day.
So that's I think that's where we're slightly different and what we're talking about. So for me, it's just I like the process.
Yeah.
And what it sounds like you want the outcome. You want the building. And for me, just like I like building. I like making the building. Like once the building's done, I'm like, oh, that's a cool building. I'm like, can I go build another one?
But I value that's why I said I don't devalue the tool. I value the tool in some circumstances. The same way I say I value the walk rather than the destination. Because when you're doing the marathon, your goal is to get to the end. But when you're just running for the sake of running,
so what if I told you that you're the tool?
You call me a tool.
No, no. I mean, like literally, like in the metaphor of like you're the tool, you're building the building. Yeah. So what you're saying, you don't value yourself, but you're gonna value what you're gonna build
because
more than yourself.
Will benefit myself anyway. So this thing that I'm trying to work towards will give me benefit. Will benefit me. Sorry. Right.
Bro, going back to what you were saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's make it clear. Yeah. Tools, building. Yeah. You're saying, yeah, you value the building more than the tools.
Yes.
Right? So now what I'm saying in this same metaphor, imagine you're the tool, so people are the tools. And every single person as a tool, I'm building my building. That's right? The
problem. What did I tell you?
So from what you're saying is you don't value yourself, you value more what you're gonna build.
If I'm the tool, I'm also the building as well. That's the thing.
Are you? You're building the building.
No, the building is always the whole purpose.
Junior's like, what's going on?
Hey, you take 5. This is
No. If you're the tool, you're also the building.
I can never be the tool. The end will always be me. I would.
Always, talk to Junior, bro. I can't deal with this.
I would always be the end.
You will be the end.
Me and people, like other beings, would always be the end. The means will always be other things. And the end will always be to benefit me or other people. Understand? I can't use people to, like they do in this world. They use people as a means to an end, which is the end of something else. But when you use people as a means, it's fucked up. So the end would always be the people. If I was the means, I would also be the end.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Fuck off then.
Fam,
someone listen.
No, bro. It's been going. It's been going on since the last episode. You've been talking about this, bro. You know, he hit me up like 3 weeks ago. Yeah, he's like, "Yo, Leo." He's like, "If the means are to the end, the ends are to the mean." And I'm like, "Bro, I don't know what you're talking about, fam."
I didn't say
that.
Nah?
Bro, he said something that
I said. Things must always be the means, and people can never be the end. Must always be the end. People can never be
see
the
me
means.
on a genuine level. I don't know what the fuck that means. I'm not dissing you. I don't know what that quote means because I know people say there's a quote, innit? There's a quote that people say. Things can't be the means to an end.
No,
I don't know what that means, bro.
No one fucking says that. I say it. I said that I learned it from a book. Just because no one else says it doesn't mean it has no value. Listen.
Bro, this episode is lit, fam.
Yeah.
He's gonna have fun listening back to this.
I'm saying that I'm actually very dedicated to make sure you don't understand what I'm trying to fucking say.
Bro,
shut up. Hear this. Listen, you cannot use a person as a means to an end. What an example of that is,
I don't know what means to an end means. Can you explain what means to an end is first? Then we can carry on.
Cool. A means is a thing you do for a goal. And whilst you're doing that thing...
do to an end then.
Piss off. A means is a thing you do to obtain a certain goal. Okay? This thing you do would always... Sometimes it might be something you're uncomfortable with. Sometimes it's something you don't really like. But you do it with the mindset of, I'm trying to obtain this goal at the end. Like some people say, work in retail, working 9 to 5, whatever. These are all means to an end. Whilst you're doing them, the goal was always in the main.
There is no end. There's no start either.
Fuck off.
What do you think?
I can say explain and piss off.
Like he's talking about his end is happiness, yeah. But happiness is a temporary word. Like life has ups and downs.
Yeah.
Money will get you to a certain level of happiness, and then.
But then this is a bit. Now you go even further out. The goal would always be to be happy, but you must ignore the fact that you're going to be in. We know we're going to be in and out. That's inevitable. But we must ignore it because that in and out is what makes life. When you aim for happiness, you go up and down. when you ignore happiness, you're just in a state of fuckery. So regardless of the fact that it is always going to be up now, because that's inevitable, is that push for it that's going to kind of allow that balance to be more balanced. Does that make any sense? Does it? No?
Yeah, it does.
I don't know. That went over my head. I'm not gonna lie.
You jump and catch it, then.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm out.
Yeah. I've got a question for you, yeah, but before I ask that, just going back to the money thing as well, yeah. So sorry, I genuinely didn't get it. Like, I'm gonna re-listen to it after and see if I got it. But yeah, was gonna say, do you know what's interesting? You know the bank statements that we get, yeah? It always shows like how much money's in there, but it never shows how much money we're losing. So you know how daily like the money's losing its value. Imagine if the bank statement showed, let's say someone's saving money, let's say like 20,000, they've got £20,000 in the bank account in the savings, and next day it shows, oh, you lost £100 because the value of money went down.
Yeah.
The next day you lost another £100. I think that will make people invest in shit and like try to do something with the money instead of letting it sit there.
Definitely. Like, but these things are published in places. It's just not on the bank statement, unfortunately. Maybe some banks do it. Not that there's none that I know of, but there's some that do it. Like, I mean, some places you can go to, like Bloomberg, they will always show the inflation rates, and stuff like that. So
like it will literally show how much money someone's lost, but like. Yeah, but I mean like a standard bank, you know, like let's say like Barclays or HSBC.
Yeah, they'll never do that because they make money on the inflation. They make money on your debt.
Yeah, that's true.
That's how they make money.
Because that's the thing. It's like there's money sitting there. It's like, is that money doing anything? Probably not, and it's just losing its value on a regular. If you won, let's say like 500 million, would you tell people?
Yeah.
Why would you?
Because well, first I'll do some things in place, like I'll put it in certain places, but when you have a certain net worth that attracts people of a similar net worth, and as long as you've got other components along with it that complement that net worth, then you are eligible for business.
Would you tell your friends though? Alright, cool. So you tell other people, like external people that haven't met before, to create a different network, but would you tell your friends and family?
No, because unless I'm doing business with them, if not, then no, it's nothing to do with them.
Jeez, straight.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, do you know what? I find that interesting. I think I wouldn't tell them either. I'd probably tell my mum. Aside from her, I wouldn't tell no one else. Well, yeah, actually, maybe. Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't think, but probably I wouldn't tell like 99% of people. Just purely because I feel like once people know that you've got a certain amount of money, just people move differently. And that's the thing, and they move differently towards the money rather than who the person is.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
And you like the fact that they move differently.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Because it shows someone who's authentic or not, like who's really real next to me. Like if they move negative because I've got more money, then good riddance. You get me? But if they're like, yeah, man, you done well, whatever, then yeah, bro, come along with me. I'm flying to Maldives. You get me? I'll hire a whole island for you and your girl. You get me? And the rest of your family. You get me?
Straight.
Thank you, bro. But if you're moving negative, then safe, innit? Cool.
Yeah, but that's the thing. I reckon like if you know what, I might do a little test later. Yeah, because I'm gonna go link my brethren. He's got a new car in that. And I'll snap, I'll say that, yeah, man, got a new dinger, yeah. And I'm going to see how many people are going to start hitting up on Instagram. Like, yeah, what you got to do with? Like, bare people are going to start popping up, what you got to do thing, yeah?
Yeah.
But that's the thing, it's crazy.
Yeah, for example, like what I've done in this podcast just now, I kind of baited out my family's net worth roughly. So whoever listens to this that knows me is going to put one on one together and clock like, raw, he's come from a well-off place, innit? His family's middle class, you get me? So we're gonna see if them people move mad or are they gonna just stay the same, just be okay, we're friends, whatever, we're gonna move together, move correctly, you get me?
Yeah.
So that's a test in itself I'm gonna see in the future.
Did you know what I also realized? Yeah, I was thinking about this as well. So what I realized when it comes to people with money, it's like, you know, like sometimes people are like jealous or whatever. I realized they're not jealous of the money, they're not jealous of the wealth, they're jealous of what the money brings. So for instance, like the comfortability, let's say like what's the one thing that rich people got in common? Yeah, the biggest thing that they got in common. This is not a trick question. I'll tell you after what I think it is.
I think
I just want to know if you noticed it.
yeah, there's a few similarities, but the one I've noticed the most is they care.
Yeah, so some of them give, yeah, but there's one. Not every single person's got it, but most of them got it. And it comes with money. Is confidence.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
Yeah,
as well.
they got that level of confidence. Yeah, and that's what I realize. Sometimes people look at rich people, and it's not that they want the money; they want that confidence. They want that confidence. They want that comfortability. They want the social network, or they want to be able to do stuff. It's not that they want the money. That's why people get confused. People don't want the money. They want what the money brings.
Yeah, but with that the confidence from money is what I don't agree with, because we still live in a natural world with instincts and hormones and genetics and stuff like that. Like Jeff Bezos is one of the richest people ever. Leonardo DiCaprio went next to his girl and pulled his girl right in front of him.
Yeah.
Get me? He was so confident. He's big. He got big, but he's still not the guy, innit? He's just got money to get the attention. But when it comes to real attraction, his girl got taken right in front of him by Leonardo DiCaprio.
No, but there's definitely different levels of confidence as well.
Exactly. Like,
let's say my man's girl got finessed.
Yeah, finesse, bro.
She got taken.
You get me? Like you can have all the money in the world. If you're standing next to Mike Tyson, you're still gonna get knocked out. You get me? You could die straight away. That genetic, like real world confidence is more valuable than money confidence, because money is just a tool. Money is not your being.
Yeah. So that's the thing. So I think money is the inhibitor to develop confidence, but I think the confidence that gets developed later, it's not to do with money. It's just how it was the catalyst for it.
Yeah.
But yeah, not 100%. I believe there's so many different like confident people, like way more confident than some people, you know, that who are rich, and they ain't got that much money. So I think yeah, confidence comes from within, innit?
Yeah, man, definitely.
At the end of the day, but yeah, Aladdin, if you bring a girl around me, I'll take that.
You're a whole 10 years older than me. Just behave, right?
Huh?
You're a whole 10 years older than me.
That's alright. 18 plus legal, innit? No, I'm just kidding. I don't anything below 25, 26. I don't go
when
there.
police not here, everything legal.
Huh?
When police not here, everything legal.
Nah, bro, that's for you only, bro. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, like what fascinates you in life the most? Do you ever like think like where the fuck, like where did we come from? Like what's going on? Like how did we get here, man?
Yeah, I did when I was 10.
I said when I was 10.
Yeah, man. Like I figured all that stuff out a long time ago, man.
Yeah. What did you figure out?
Because like we're organisms, yeah, and the way to make life is through certain organisms, like going together. There's like, for example, to make a chemical, there's chemical reactions. To make oxygen, you join molecules together. Same way with biology and cells. You join cells together, it produces the next cell that produces something else, and we just develop like that. You can just look at how a baby grows in a womb. It's the same way. So we just come from, I can't remember the correct words, but there's if you look at the basic organisms in life, there's bacteria, there's plankton, there's the next thing, there's like three, they all develop in their own ways, in it. And I think the plankton and bacteria, once they merge together, it makes like proper life, like developing life, like evolving life. Because that's when you start requiring oxygen and water and things like that to grow. That's where plants come from, and it stems from there into the animal kingdom. So your question, where do we come from? We just come from basically what the spiritual people say. We come from the stars, innit?
Yeah.
Which is kind of true, but to go in more scientific, like factual speaking, that's how it comes from. Like the stars, the essence of stars is like the sunlight, and then we're like photosynthesis in our own way. We take the sunlight, we develop our photons, we evolve from that, innit?
Yeah, that's interesting, man.
Yeah, so I figured that out a long time.
Do you think it's a coincidence that the actual planet in itself looks like a cell?
No, it's not a coincidence, because everything has to do with gravity, even in social settings. But sticking with the planet, like the planet was made from one speck of dust, and that speck of dust, like if you know atoms, they all spiral and it sticks and it sticks and it just grew and grew and grew into a planet. That's all what happened.
I had this dumb idea the other day. Yeah, I was thinking like, what if we're just a cell, like the planet is a cell in like some bigger body thing or something, some kind of body out there sort of thing. We're just a cell in this organism.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we're just parasites that's attack this cell, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
we're just trying to F it up, bro. We're like a virus. Just dead temporary until someone's going to take some paracetamol and something's going to come down and
trust me, Armageddon, boy, Judgment Day.
Yeah, man, it's interesting. Do you know what's funny? You just mentioned Judgment Day, yeah. Bro, how many times people were saying is that the world's going to end like every single time in year 2000, like probably 2005 and whatever.
2012 was the big one, isn't it? Everyone's saying 2012 the world's gonna end.
I don't know where they get this from. Funny. You remember that one?
Yeah. I've heard it recently as well with like this Russia war. They're saying, "Oh, the world's gonna end now. Putin's gonna blow up the whole planet." Like the world, everyone's been saying that from time, man.
I think all the world leaders are brethren, you know.
They are
but I think they link up and they think about how we're gonna reset economies and do all these things. Yeah, bro. I think there's more to the world than people think there is. I've been watching this. This is a really good channel, by the way. If anyone wants to get into crypto, it's called Coin Bureau. Yeah, because the guy gives actual facts and he doesn't have any biased opinions. He doesn't say buy this or buy that. He just gives facts, gives stats, all of that stuff. But I've been learning that I think, bro, I beg you look up something called BlackRock. Have you heard of BlackRock?
Yeah, I've heard of it. Is it the company, BlackRock?
Yeah, they own, I think, they own the whole world.
Yeah,
like,
basically.
Yeah.
It's
like I've been learning all these different things through that channel, and it's just so interesting. And I started learning that actually the world is something different than what it seemed before.
The BlackRock Incorporated is an American multinational investment management corporation based in New York City, founded in 1988, initially as a risk management and fixed income institution asset manager. BlackRock is the world's largest asset manager with...
Give the value, it's the value.
$10 trillion.
10 trillion. Founded in 1988, 10 trillion by now.
And that's in January 2022.
10 trillion, they're the biggest asset managing company in the whole world.
Larry Fink, the guy who invented it, still about.
Fam, when you start researching stuff, because you know all of this stuff actually, it's not hidden. It's like it's online. People just have to go and find it and look it up.
See these things here. These kind of things are always shrouded in like. This is where politics come in. The left, where you don't know, the left people's conspiracies. They make so many conspiracies about these companies and these dealings that it seem as something magical, and then it gets like changed into different stories. But this BlackRock thing, it's just an asset company that wants to make money. They own everything, and everything is an asset to them, and that asset makes them more money, which helps the family expand. That's just it. It's like with I was talking about the Russians and that, like they basically own the world as well secretly. Like people say the Jews run the world, but they're one and the same, because if the people that own Russia is the oligarchs, and the oligarchs are closely linked to the Jews because there's a huge Jewish Russian community, and Jewish Russians are just Jewish, and the Jewish people own USA, so they're all linked up. They're just doing this. This is just the lower level. Like Putin really is just the lower level, or he's just the face of these people, innit? But the real leader, oligarch, I can't remember his name, but he's out here chilling with the leader of the Jewish elites in America, making money.
No one can do anything.
So BlackRock is just one of the corporations that do it. There's Saudi Aramco. Saudis are getting involved. Like everyone says the Muslim and Jewish people are fighting and whatever, but Saudi and Israel are like bedrins. They're like the closest trade partners because they're all bedrins. You get me? All these lower level wars are just people. It's like thugs. Like
it's all media shit as well, we're not.
Exactly, it's media. Like, but the people that run the world, there's set people in Asia. There's the leader of China. He's linked up with Putin, who's linked up with Trump. I know Biden's there now, but really Trump is still the guy. Like, Biden's just, he's an old man. He can't really do that.
You can't remember anything anyways.
You get me? So like, you get me? And then there's King Salman. I can't remember his name. It's Salman, isn't it?
From what
from
king?
Saudi.
Oh, I have no idea.
Anyway, King Salman, I think his name is, innit?
What's your goal? What's your purpose in life when you have that kind of income? Because a lot of us have like one of our purposes in life, sorry, is to make a certain kind of income, and we kind of dedicate our whole adulthood into that. But
I think it's just like the game. I don't think it's about the money for them.
yeah, so what's the
Like
purpose?
for instance, like so Trump, when he went for president, yeah, like if you think about it, he was already famous. He already had the money, whatever. He didn't have to become a president to have that.
Prove it that you can do.
No, just he liked. I think he likes the process. I think he wanted, like I
So
think.
what's your purpose then?
What is the purpose? I don't know. You're gonna have to ask them. What is my purpose? I can tell you my purpose.
Yeah. Well, like, what would a person's purpose be when they're making that kind of money?
I know you're gonna have to ask them. What do you think?
Power. I think power.
I doubt it.
I think power becomes very attractive when you're that level. And
I think they already got the power though. That's the thing. It's just like.
But I think maintenance then, because I think so a lot of us, we spend a lot of time trying to maintain a certain level of income. But once you're at that level, maintaining a good income has become second nature. That other people are doing that for you. So now you have to create a new purpose for yourself. And I think maintaining a level of power over the planet, because in reality, we are all that we have. As far as we are aware, we're the only beings in this universe until Elon Musk goes and does what he does and finds out there's Martians. So being able to have power and control over the planet that we live in, that becomes a very attractive thing. At least I believe so. That becomes a very attractive thing when you reach that level of fame and financial freedom. Now, it is either a thing of where they want to maintain that power throughout generations, or they want to expand it as wide as they can. And what is the value of power if the people that you have power over don't even know they're like I don't like a lot of us don't actually understand everything you said just now. These people you're talking about, they have a fuck ton of power, but I didn't know about it before. So one can say they have power over myself, but how valuable is power if the person you have power over don't even know don't even know you exist?
Because in a machine, there's gears in the machine, yeah, like an engine or something like that, yeah. You don't have to know about the smallest gear. You just have to have it there. That gear doesn't need to know about you. It just does its job to make the machine run. You get me?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, spud me, bro.
That's the best way you could. There's no better way I reckon you could have explained.
There you go. That's my
answer. My question fully answered.
You got the answer right there, fam.
Fucking hell.
This is why it's the paradigm shift, bro.
Come on. Yeah, but paradigm has been shifted, man. But yeah, so what you said, you don't think power is the thing. Why not?
I think they just enjoy the game. I think for them is the process, and maybe I say that because I enjoy the process.
But we have a process. Our process is to build a community. All this thing. What is their process working towards?
Yeah, bro. Like they have a different. I don't know. That's the thing. Do you know what it is? I'd love to answer that question, but I haven't spoken to them.
What do you believe? What do you think?
I don't believe. That's the thing. I don't do I try not to do speculations no more because I can make loads of different speculations, bro. For as far as I'm concerned, some of them could be the most amazing people trying to accomplish the most amazing missions. One thing that shifted my perspective though on all these people, like they run the biggest institutions ever in the world, right? I mentioned this before. When you go and think about these institutions that make this crazy money, and you go, what value are these institutions adding? For instance, like institutions in car industry, yeah? Or is your car breaking down? No. Is your car safe? Does it protect you? Yes. Does your car have the latest features? Yes. Like all these institutions are actually doing really well. It's like they're not fucking you up. Like they're adding value to the world. It's like, cool, another institution, give me like another example. Or like financial institutions, like they're trying to support, like do they support you financially? All these different things. Or like housing institutions. Is your roof leaking? No. Does your door lock properly? Yes. Like all these things, they work quite well. Yeah. It's like things are not broken. So actually, if you think about what they're trying to do, they are adding value to like human life.
Is that what you're doing or what your intention is?
So that's the thing. The value that they're adding and how much they're charging for it are two different conversations. Yeah. You know what I'm trying to say? It's something overpriced.
Because the thing is, the way I see it, there's that way of looking at it where these people are good people because they're doing good things. But you also have the thing of these people are doing this thing because there's a need. There's a need for that thing. There's a need for roof fixing and this and that. So I'm capitalizing on the need. It's same as I had a friend and I would.
You had a friend, yeah? Don't have no
one friend. I had this friend, yeah.
What happened? You lot fell out?
Shut up. I had this friend. I would always corner her, kind of get onto her on a jokey way about the fact that she used to have this little brand that sold safety key rings that had like a bunch of like pepper spray and this and that. And I'd always, like on a jokey thing, I would say, oh, you're capitalizing on women with fear. You're using women's fear to capitalize on it and make a profit from it. And as much as I was joking, obviously she's trying to make a living, she's trying to build her own thing, that's fine. But let's talk about now these people. There's a need for your roof getting fixed if it's leaking. There's a need for you to feel safe when you're driving, stuff like that. And to capitalize on it is to now charge for it, sorry. And the more you charge, the more of a, I guess, dickhead you are, because you're charging. Because if
so the real question is, are they charging a lot, or do they have a broke mindset? That's the real question is this. Like, maybe the issue isn't how much they're charging. Maybe the issue is we've got a broke mindset. Maybe I come from a broke family, which is like I've been living with a broke mindset. Like, oh, that's a lot of money. That thing's a lot of money. Actually, I'm like, yo, I need to go make money. Like, I need to change my mindset. I need to start building different relationships.
Because my relationship with these kind of people has always been, I don't care what your intention is. I care how it benefits me. But I always kind of, at the back of my mind, I'm always thinking, what is your actual intention when you do this one thing? Do you actually give a shit about benefiting myself and other people, or do you actually give a shit about making a profit from my desperation? Is my need and desperate self making you more financial profit? Are you addicted as a result of that?
Have you ever spoken to millionaires and billionaires before?
No. No.
Yeah, I think you should, because the more you consume the media about how they think rich people are, it kind of it causes a big conflict. Like, the whole reason why taxes have come about is because the poor people didn't speak to the rich people and they wanted to tax rich people, but rich people are smart, so they avoided that. And now it's the poor people that are paying taxes because of their own ignorance on how rich people got rich. You get me? Like, rich people got rich through helping people, because there's supply and demand. Like, if a town wants lemons, you're gonna plant a lemon seed, grow a lemon tree, and then you take those lemons, grow some more trees. You're gonna need workers to maintain all those trees. So you're employing more people, and then in turn they get the knowledge. To expand it further, maybe in their own. Maybe a subset of lemons. There's lemons, there's citrons, there's different kind of lemons in it. And then now you have a whole lemon field with different varieties of lemons. You get me? Now the whole town has a supply of lemons because the demand was there. You get me? Now the town is happy because someone capitalized on the need for lemons. And because the town paid them, they had the funds to maintain the whole lemon field. You get me? And the more you have, you might want to charge more, especially if it's a premium lemon that needs like special soil or something. You get me? You have to charge a premium for that just to fulfill the person's needs.
That's the thing. I was thinking, as you were talking earlier, I was thinking as well. The fact that not knowing is a very powerful trait. The fact of the matter is we don't fucking know what these guys are doing. We are so middle class that we don't actually know what they're doing and what their intention is. We don't know. We can do speculate.
So where do your beliefs come from then?
This comes from myself, my experience and my environment.
What experience?
My experience in what I've been exposed to. And let me let my point before we go there quickly. I'll say superhero because that's what I'm familiar with. But superhero is like essentially like if you're a superhero, you do things without trying to get rewarded for it. So if let's say these rich people are doing these amazing things and benefiting the world, and we don't even fucking know it. If you're a genuine good person, you don't care about getting validation from these people. You just care about making the world a better place. And the fact that they're almost seen as bad people, they look at that and think, you know what, I don't give a shit. I'm going to keep doing my purpose and making this life. Despite the fact that these people are still hating me, I'm going to still try and make this world a better place. The fact that I'm out, we don't fucking know. So it can either be these like evil corporations are trying to ruin our lives, or they're the best people in the world, or we don't know it. The fact that I'm out is all we can believe is our own perspective, and all we can do what I do is don't give a fucking care about myself and selves, I guess.
I don't know. I like to look at facts. I'm going back to the point of like I look at institutions. I'm like, there's a lot of good functioning institutions. What they charge is a different conversation. Whether they charge a lot or less.
You don't care about intention.
I don't know the intentions. I can speculate. That's the thing. I don't speculate people's intentions. Because intentions is internal, innit? So they can fucking come and act like their intention is this, but the intention is something entirely different. So the less time I'm going to spend on speculating what the intention is, the more free I'm going to feel in life in general. Because if I'm not thinking about what someone's intention is all the time, like, so it's what I'm hearing from you is like you've been so obsessed with people's intentions that it's kind of like eating you up a little bit.
So I've had a paradigm shift. How they say?
Jeez.
Like, don't get me wrong. For a while, I did very much try put a lot of effort into making sure I understand someone's intention before prior to them doing it. And I guess I still have a little bit of that when it comes to people that are like that in my bubble circle, whatever. But now it's like a thing of, how does this action that you have done benefit myself and benefit the people I care about? After that, I don't give a shit. At the back of my mind, I do ask the question of what is your intention out of curiosity, but not out of need to know. So if I can't know that thing, I don't give a shit. You feel me? It's more so how can I be? How can I, or what am I benefiting from this thing that has been done? And then if the intention is shit, so fucking be it. I don't care because I benefit from it. But the question of what is your intention has always been out of curiosity. Now, would always be out of curiosity. Sorry, like I'm just very curious to know what's your intention. It doesn't.
But you're never going to satisfy.
No, yeah, never gonna satisfy. Because it'll be a thing of I'm curious and I would like to speculate and kind of guess, but at the end of the day, I never have that question answered. So why put that much effort into it? It's just a little game I play with myself at the back of my mind. It's not like the front that is the more important side, isn't it? But yeah, there was a time period where I was so hell bent on understanding the intention. Like, bro, if you're doing this with ill intention, and fuck you, I don't care how it benefits me. And I did have the paradigm shift of, cool, now I'm thinking about my benefit and my people and the people I care about's benefit. How can we be able to, despite the fact that they are doing fuckeries, fuckeries or not fuckeries, I don't care. But if they are doing fuckeries, how can I benefit from it? And if I benefit, happy fucking days. If not, then we go to the next one, and same thing applies to the next one. Happy days.
Yes, sounds like therapy 101, bro.
From who? Huh? Me giving you therapy? Or you giving me therapy?
Me giving you therapy. It's like, man, just done like a whole therapy session, fam.
Is that not one?
Did you work it out?
Huh?
Did you work it out?
Work out what?
What's that? So what's the outcome?
No, this is something I already have. I'm just sharing it.
Oh, so you're not going to change it?
No, this was the paradigm shift I had a while back.
Oh, okay.
When I say used to, I mean time ago. Like,
okay.
Yeah.
No, I heard that.
Yeah, like, remember I said last week, like the older version of myself is not a completely different person. It's still me. It's just now I'm different or better, not different, better.
Yeah, man. We're ever evolving, man. That's what I said at the beginning.
Ever evolving.
The meaning of life is to just evolve non-stop. If someone says stagnant, then it's unnatural.
Yeah.
Don't stay stagnant. You have to keep moving. That's why I go hard all the time.
What you lot saying? Yo, first spaceship to Mars or last spaceship to Mars? What you lot saying?
I'm not going there. I'm
staying put. Where are you? First or last spaceship to Mars?
Yeah, I'm not going there. I don't really care about Mars.
Real?
What's down there? Like,
this
a whole new civilization.
Where?
Because no, building a whole new civilization. How much do you not care about what's that thing when you have a legacy? How much do you not care about legacy?
Fuck all.
You don't care about legacy?
I've had mixed feelings about that. You know, before I used to really care about it.
Then you had a paradigm shift.
I was beginning to have one, but I don't know. I'm still thinking about that one. I still want a legacy, but the level of importance is starting to be a bit shaky now, because when I die, I'm not gonna see that legacy.
Did you know what I think legacy is? I think legacy is fear of death. Yeah,
because you die of memory, innit? You only die when your memory's gone.
I think the reason people want legacy is because they're scared to die. Because like the only way I can live on is if I have legacy. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, so I think that's why I've stopped really caring about that now. Like, I'm still thinking about it, but yeah, that one's a new topic for me that I have to master. I have to really think about.
Is death the enemy?
Is what the enemy?
Is death the enemy?
Death the enemy? No, death is freedom, man. Do you know what? Let's talk about death, yeah. Because like I'm fascinated with like people's relationship with death. I can talk about this because my relationship's changed with it completely. But I feel like it's this thing that people. Well, how can I word this? It's something that people what's the word? What's the word I can use for this? I can't find the right word for it. Maybe there isn't a right word. It's kind of like, you know what it is? It's like people take it too seriously. I know it sounds like
make it over dramatic.
Yeah, it's like over dramatic. It's over serious. It's like for instance, like when I die, like I want people to party, fam.
Yeah, bro.
Like I'll listen.
Yeah, celebrate.
God forbid anyone's gonna be crying when I'm dead. Like I don't want no one to cry. Listen, I'm telling people right now in advance. I'll be happy when I'm dead. I'll just letting people know. I want everyone else to be happy. If I'm happy, everyone just be happy. Just turn up. You know what I'm saying? Like burn my ashes, throw it over strippers or something.
Ask Sammy. We had a conversation several years ago, and we had a conversation about death in it. And and if you ask me, he will tell you the same thing that I said right now. I'm saying right now, sorry. When I die, barbecue. Death.
Well, barbecue you.
No, something about Hannibal.
I wasn't shy. Bro, man, I had to clarify, bro.
Celebrate the life.
Fam, I've been hearing mad shit out here, bro.
No. Barbecue isn't like celebrate life. Don't celebrate.
Barbecue Aladdin, fam.
Hannibal's bad thing, bro.
That's just like, bro. But with you, I expect everything from you nowadays, bro.
Have a barbecue, celebrate the life. And celebrate the life in the closest fashion towards the person as possible. If the person was like someone who's outgoing, crazy, and they loved traveling, do a multicultural party. If there's someone that really loved sports, do a sports party. Do like a little football game. That's what I'm saying. It's not a funeral. It's not cry and be sad that they are gone. Be happy that they lived.
Exactly.
Thank you, bro.
Exactly.
Thank you. That's the thing. But it's the thing is I think that's also a perspective thing, and it's also something that's been taught from young. Like, bro, how's man getting taken to a funeral when I'm like 7 years old and everyone's crying, and I believe that I have to cry as well. Because I'm a kid and I'm learning these behaviors from adults, bro. You know what I'm trying to say? But if man was brought up in a different country, let's say in in a hypothetical world where people laughed and partied, I would have learned that and I would have known how to do that.
Exactly.
So what I'm saying is, it's not the way we deal with death is a learned behavior. It's not a natural response. I think also the same way with loss, because loss is that death is loss. So I think the way we deal with loss is also a developed behavior, a learned behavior. I think things can be changed. So I don't go to funerals no more. You know, and I feel like maybe a lot of people are going to listen to this and judge me for what I'm saying today, but I don't really care. That's who I am and that's my authenticity coming out. But I don't go to funerals no more because like I find them really sad. Like I'd rather celebrate the person in my mind rather than go to a funeral and just be around sad people.
I've never been to a funeral.
And I'm not judging. I'm not saying for other people they can't be sad about things or they can't cry or whatever. I think that's completely fine. It's just I'm saying I don't want to be around that. Because I deal with it differently now. I don't deal with it the same way people deal with it.
Yeah, I agree, man. Like I've already thought about when I died, like this kind of ties into the legacy thing as well. Like I want to be buried under a tree. Like, so there's a company that puts your body or your ashes, I can't remember which one it is. They put you into like this pod, an organic pod.
The ashes.
And then it grows into a tree. So taking your DNA is actually in that tree. So that kind of leaves a legacy.
Reincarnating, isn't it? Is reincarnating you into a tree?
In a sense.
Sick, that's so sick.
Just
go hug the tree after.
Exactly. So I'm not going to have no funeral. I'm going to have a rebirth in a sense. It's like a rebirth.
That is amazing. I'm actually very excited for that.
I wish people would see this
Leo, kill me tomorrow. I want to do that. That's shit. That's like, I'm looking, imagine, I kind of look forward to that, but I don't get to experience it. That's mad though. Don't you think? I'm looking forward to be reincarnated into a tree, but I don't even get to experience that reincarnation. I get to be brought, I get to give life to others with my death. Because what does trees do? They give life to, they give oxygen, right? I get to give life with my death. Imagine that. Imagine we all did that shit.
Oh, I don't know. No one's trying to breathe you in, cause I'm joking.
I got something to. Unless you wanted to say something, I got something to end the pod. Put your headsets on the play one last video.
The end?
Yeah.
What, we're coming to an end already?
Yeah, bro, it's an hour.
Fucking hell, fam. We just started.
It feels amazing. Put your headsets
on. Part 2.
Yeah, 100%, no, million percent part 2. Basically, there's a question I was asked. The question being, what's your outro music to your life? Like, what kind of music do you want to be played in your funeral? This guy answered it in a funny way, but I do want to hear your answers as well. But whilst I'm playing, think of your answers. It'd be very convenient if I actually turn up the volume. That'd be very, like, you know.
Yeah, it would be.
Naked. Pimp my. I'll have the best funeral song out of all of you, man. And I'll be open casket, butt naked. Walk it in, standing.
I see them hacking, man. They're
playing Highway to Hell.
On God. Highway to Hell.
What's your outro music? What's your funeral music?
For starters, I don't know what Margs is saying, butt naked. Because like I heard them Hackney man are fruity though. Still,
Yeah, I heard that, bro.
Is he from Hackney, Mugs?
yeah, no, he is. Yeah, mashed down.
What's your funeral music, man? I think Highway.
That's a
there
hard
is a better
question.
one than Highway to Hell.
What's yours?
Whatever.
Merengue.
What is that?
What's that?
It's a genre of music from the Caribbean. It's
Sick.
very, very upbeat and dancey.
Sick. Do you know what? I got
Yeah.
mine. Yeah, you have to play it though.
What's it called? I'll play it now.
Well, 1 second.
Send it to me.
Yeah, this one here. You can't tell Junior. You have to play it first. You can't tell him where it is.
I'm not gonna.
Bro, just
I
do
can't
it.
spell that shit, man. Furthermore, the hell you do it.
No, it's cool. I'm gonna send it to you right now. But yeah, do you know what I was gonna say to you just before we start checking out and all of that stuff? While Aladdin pulls this up, if I was to say philosophical sophistication, what does that mean to you?
Clairvoyance.
Jeez. Do you know what I was gonna say? I think you're someone that's got a philosophical.
Stop saying words, please. What idiot sends a screenshot of a link?
No, there's a
Are you a-
screenshot of the name of the song.
Why would you not just send me the song?
Bro, just
Are you an idiot?
fam, just play
Take a
it.
screenshot
But yeah,
of
do you know what I was
it.
gonna say? I
What the fuck is
think
wrong
the
with
reason I
this guy?
said it, yeah, I think you're someone that's got philosophical sophistication. Because I was trying to put my like 2 pence on understanding how you are as a person. Well, to be honest, that's just my perspective. Everyone's gonna have a different version of you, but for me, that's the version of you that I have. Someone with philosophical sophistication.
Yeah, I like that. I like
Yeah.
that. Thank you, man.
Come on, my broski.
Alright, go ahead, give me a
Wait, I
second.
pull it up. This
No,
is
sorry, it's taking me a while to pull it up because I have to copy and paste the title of the thing instead of you sending me
yeah,
a
bro.
link.
Just type it in. Can you type,
No,
fam?
I'm still bothered by this. Why would you send a screenshot of a?
Fam, can you just type? Did you get it?
Fucking idiot.
Have you got it or not?
1 second. It's taking me a while because you're.
Alright,
you're
shit.
because
I
you're
know. No
insolent.
pressure, fam.
We got it ready.
Alright.
Wetty,
This is my.
them girl is trouble, you know. Madras, tell me what you like. I know what you like. Baby girl, tell me what you like.
Man.
Yeah, I know what you like. Oh, I think I know what you like. Yeah, I know what you like. Girl, I think I know what you like. Ha, girl, and you like backers.
Boy, jeez. Yeah, that's me, fam.
That's
That's me, bro.
That's my vibes.
Yeah, listen. When when I'm a tree, yeah, you lot slap this track on around the tree.
I'll save the screenshot. Fucking idiot. I'll save the screenshot for when you're dead
Yeah,
in
fam.
about 5 years.
We'll see who's gonna who's gonna skip the bucket first,
Skip the
because
bucket first, boy.
if it's gonna be me or you, bro, you get me.
Hey, what's the bet?
Don't think because you're younger, like, bro, you can't get hit by a car or something, bro.
Don't get no.
You get me. It's like Drake said, God's plan, fam. You don't know God's plan, bro. You get me? Universe plan,
Don't
fam.
think you can't, bro. Don't give you.
Bro, anything can happen, but God forbid, touch wood.
That's
You get me?
That's actually plastic, but
Because obviously, then man's gonna be like partying and that after that.
what's an after party?
No, what I meant,
after
like,
death party.
no, I was trying to just say, you know, like when people, I was gonna say I was gonna be sad and grieving. Actually, I would. You know what it is? So all that being said, yeah, at the same time, we'll celebrate the person's life, but we'll still be sad though. I think that's just a
Yeah,
natural
you just
response.
miss them. Yeah, that's fine. You can miss someone, but don't create a sad environment because of their death. Celebrate that shit, man.
No, facts.
Yeah, man. You have to send them off with good energy.
All right, listen.
100%.
So just 2 things before we wrap up. Yeah. Number 1 is I wanna, like, what advice would you give to someone? Yeah, maybe just one key to life sort of thing. What should someone do to improve themselves?
Learn about Maslow's hierarchy of needs.
Yeah, and then from once they learn that, should they work on it or like just
Yeah, stick
Make sure
to it
they-
forever.
yeah? Jeez,
It will
love
sort
that.
your life out.
Love that. And so the question that we ask every single person
Before that,
before what? Anything you want to promote? You still doing music, by the way?
Yeah, I do it for fun,
Yeah.
but yeah, I'm not really putting it out there unless people want it.
Yeah.
Then they can go to my Instagram,
Cool.
Jean Delanuit,
Jeez.
JeanDelanuit.
putain.
Cool. And we'll put it in the description as well.
I'll put in the description.
Huh?
I'll put in the
Yeah, Aladdin will put in the description. All right, shit, man. Cool, man. Yeah, and So I phrase this differently every single time. So since we spoke about death, so you're about to pass away. Yeah, you're about to die. You got this one chance to leave a video for the whole of the world with one message. What would you tell people?
Men stay masculine, women stay feminine.
Jeez.
That's a fuck the day, people.
Jeez, we're saying balance.
Balance out.
Balance. Love it. But you know what? There's some women out there who are masculine and some men are feminine. They balanced out differently still.
Yeah, every yin and yang, there's always that little dot in it. So
Yeah.
they're necessary to see, like, there's differences, but the majority, men masculine, women feminine.
Do you know what's interesting? Masculine and feminine is the same thing. Meaning that it's like that thing of like, if someone doesn't know what sad is, they don't know what happy is. If someone doesn't know what masculine is, someone doesn't know what feminine is, because there has to be a difference, innit?
I kind of disagree because that comes from internal. Like, when you do testosterone fueling activities, you automatically feel masculine as a man.
Yeah.
When you build something, like you take a sledgehammer and slam stuff, the testosterone goes through your body. You wake up.
Yeah, there's someone out there that can't build anything. They can't even pick up a tool, bro. Let alone build a house. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying. That's the minority, innit?
Yeah, but that's the thing. But bro, the world's changing, bro. Like, what's your thoughts on before we wrap up? Actually, because we're meant to wrap up anyways. Because we've been having a lit conversation. What's your thoughts on like the whole transgender thing right now?
I'm gonna build like improper fractions, man.
I mean, you're transphobic for now. I'm just. That's what everyone's saying nowadays, isn't it? So just.
I don't really have an opinion on them because I'm not in that community, but it's the byproduct of first world countries' freedom.
Interesting.
It's like some people take this freedom to do things outwards. Some people do take this freedom to do things inwards, like all their deepest desires to change gender or do something. You get me? It gives them the freedom to do that.
I thought he was going to say something different, by the way. I thought he was going to say it's a byproduct of free identity.
Free identity.
Because that's what, like, the world's becoming more individualized, isn't it? There's more identity. There's more depth to identity now. Like, people are, or like, to a sense where like some people are lost, some people are just, it's interesting, man.
Yeah, no, with people, like humans, like the same, like humans are herd animals. So that individual thing is just it's fake, because LGBT community, you get me, the trans community, there's a community of these people. There's not just the individual. They will say they feel like they're themselves, they're unique, but they're not unique, because if you go to the community, there's the next person that looks exactly like you, thinks exactly like you.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're not individuals, they're just the same group of people with these desires inside of them that this country allows them to fulfill.
Yeah, no, I hear what you're saying. I'm just thinking in context. Let's say, for instance, let's take let's say 1900s, and let's say like now, compared to now to 1900s. Do you think there's more unique individual groups of people than there was before?
Yeah.
Because I would say yeah. Like, I would say probably to what it looked like before.
Yes,
to what it is now.
They've been more exposed.
I don't think it's an exposure thing. I think it's a development thing. I think it's developed over time, and there's been.
We ever know? That's the thing, because we never had social media.
But what I'm trying to say, what was the drive from 1900s till now to develop there? And my answer is identity. I could be wrong. My assumption is identity, right? So like, people wanted more identity. So someone said, "No, you know what? I'm going to be more of myself. So I'm this, I'm that, and I'm this." And then there's another person who's like that. Then they're coming together. There's a community now. And there's more different communities forming for that, for this. And there's all kinds of communities now. You know what I'm trying to say? So I'm thinking the drive for it must have been being an individual / having their own identity for something that's where they're not. I don't know. I was thinking about it recently.
Yeah, everyone has an interest in life, and then the environment around them sometimes promotes that interest in them, because they see other people doing it, and then they just gravitate towards that, and they take action on it.
Yeah.
I don't think it's individual or unique.
Yeah, no, that's interesting, man. But yeah, bro, I appreciate you highly. We're gonna have to do part 2, man.
Definitely, I'm always ready.
Yeah, say nothing. Cheers.
Jeez.